Well, it's chips with everything, it seems. Europe's largest technology company has posted its 2022 results, and it's looking broadly encouraging for ASML, the Dutch maker.
A renowned act of defiance and strategic foresight unfolded when the Netherlands, through its pivotal company ASML, suddenly halted the export of its advanced chip-making technology. The decision reverberated across the global technological and economic landscape, sending shockwaves through the corridors of power in Washington and beyond. This move, driven by a complex matrix of political considerations, economic interests, and national security concerns, has redefined long-standing international relationships and underscored the shifting balance of power in global technology and trade. The intricate connection between semiconductor manufacturing, electric vehicles, oil markets, and international trade alliances became ever more apparent as the world struggled to interpret the full extent of the Netherlands' decision. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The roots of this bold maneuver extend deep into the historical significance of ASML. As the sole supplier of the highly advanced lithography machines that form the backbone of semiconductor production, ASML occupies an irreplaceable niche in global supply chains. The company's technology is central to the production of microchips used in everything from smartphones to electric vehicles. By choosing to suspend exports, the Netherlands did not merely protect a domestic industry. It sent a clear signal to major economies that certain strategic assets are not to be taken for granted. The decision underscores the broader trend of rethinking globalization, where national interests and security imperatives increasingly challenge the traditional free trade model. This momentous decision by the Dutch government and its corporate ally emerged against a backdrop of escalating tensions between the United States and other major economic players. At a time when technological supremacy is equated with national power, the halt on exports by ASML represented a dramatic recalibration of priorities. The United States, long accustomed to a position of technological leadership and confident in its alliances, was caught off guard. The decision rippled through Washington's corridors of power, forcing policymakers to reassess not only the robustness of their own supply chains, but also the assumptions underlying decades of transatlantic cooperation. The move illuminated a growing sense of vulnerability in the United States, highlighting that even the most trusted allies could choose to recalibrate priorities when national security or economic imperatives are at stake. Central to understanding the magnitude of the Netherlands' decision is the intersection of technology and geopolitics. Advanced semiconductor technology is the lifeblood of modern industry, powering everything from the latest smartphones to sophisticated defense systems. ASML's lithography machines in particular represent a pinnacle of innovation, enabling the production of microchips with extremely small features and high performance. The decision to restrict exports was not simply about economic competition. It was a demonstration of how technology can serve as a potent instrument of national policy. In a rapidly evolving global landscape, technological assets have emerged as key levers of power, and the ability to control these assets translates into significant geopolitical clout. The move signaled that the Netherlands was ready to leverage its technological assets as a form of strategic currency, a concept that redefines how nations negotiate power in the modern era. The implications of this decision extend well beyond the semiconductor industry. One of the sectors most directly affected is the burgeoning market for electric vehicles. As governments worldwide push for greener energy and reduced carbon emissions, electric vehicles have rapidly ascended to the forefront of technological innovation and consumer preference. The production of these vehicles, however, is critically dependent on advanced semiconductor chips, which manage everything from battery performance to complex driver assistance systems. The halt in exports from ASML threatens to disrupt the delicate supply chain that underpins electric vehicle production, potentially slowing the pace of innovation and impacting market dynamics. Manufacturers in Europe, North America, and Asia now face the dual challenge of securing alternative sources of semiconductor technology while also navigating an increasingly uncertain regulatory landscape. Another sector experiencing significant tremors from this decision is the global oil market. Although on the surface the semiconductor industry and oil trade might appear to inhabit separate realms of economic activity, the two are intertwined in unexpected ways. Advanced chips are integral not only to consumer electronics, but also to the sophisticated systems that monitor, extract, and refine oil. Control over semiconductor technology has emerged as a hidden factor in the geopolitics of energy, influencing how oil-rich nations and technology-dependent states engage with each other. The Netherlands' move is emblematic of a broader trend where traditional energy markets are being reshaped by the imperatives of high technology. As nations recalibrate their trade and energy policies, the intersection of oil and semiconductor technology becomes a fertile ground for strategic maneuvering, further complicating international negotiations and market stability. The decision also holds deep implications for trade relations within the European Union. The European Union, a bloc that has long prided itself on collective economic strength and unity, finds itself grappling with internal divisions as member states balance national interests against regional solidarity. The abrupt halt of exports by ASML created ripples within the EU as member states recognized that reliance on a single point of technological control posed significant risks. The move compelled EU policymakers to re-examine the intricate web of dependencies that undergird the bloc's economic infrastructure. Even as the EU sought to maintain a united front in the face of external pressures, this decision underscored the fragility of intra-EU alliances when individual national interests come into conflict with collective security and economic prosperity. The move forced a reckoning with the reality that technological assets, while bolstering national economies, could also become instruments of division in an increasingly competitive international arena. Moreover, the decision by the Netherlands has initiated a complex dialogue about the future of global trade. At the heart of this dialogue lies the fundamental question of how nations will navigate a world where economic interdependence is increasingly intertwined with strategic rivalry. The halt in exports of ASML's technology represents a departure from the long-held belief in the inviolability of open markets. It challenges the assumption that global supply chains are immune to political interference and reasserts the idea that trade is as much a tool of national policy as it is a mechanism for economic growth. This development has spurred debates among policymakers and economists alike, prompting a re-evaluation of trade agreements and the underlying principles of economic cooperation. In this new reality, nations must balance the benefits of global trade with the imperatives of national security and strategic autonomy. The intricacies of this decision are underscored by the technical sophistication of the technology at the heart of the matter. ASML's lithography machines, which use extreme ultraviolet light to etch minute patterns onto semiconductor wafers, represent one of the most advanced manufacturing technologies in existence. The ability to produce chips with extremely small transistors has propelled the global tech industry into a new era of performance and efficiency. The Netherlands' decision to control the export of this technology is emblematic of a broader struggle over technological supremacy. Nations around the world are racing to secure access to advanced semiconductor manufacturing capabilities, a contest that has become as much about economic competitiveness as it is about national security. In this context, the move by ASML and the Dutch government serves as a powerful reminder that technological innovation is not just a driver of economic growth, but also a pivotal factor in international power dynamics. The economic implications of this decision are multifaceted and extend to various industries and stakeholders. For industries reliant on cutting-edge semiconductor technology, the halt in exports presents a significant challenge. Manufacturers must now contend with potential delays in production schedules and increased costs associated with securing alternative sources of technology. This disruption is likely to have a cascading effect across supply chains, impacting industries from consumer electronics to automotive manufacturing. The electric vehicle sector, in particular, faces a daunting challenge as it strives to meet ambitious targets for production and innovation. With the availability of key technological components suddenly thrown into uncertainty, manufacturers may need to revise their production plans and invest in new partnerships or alternative technologies to maintain momentum. The ripple effects of this decision are poised to reshape competitive dynamics in industries that have long depended on a stable supply of advanced semiconductor components. The global response to this dramatic shift in trade policy has been one of cautious recalibration. Countries and multinational corporations are now confronted with the stark reality that technological interdependence carries with it inherent vulnerabilities. The halt on exports by ASML has prompted nations to reassess their strategic priorities, investing more heavily in domestic research and development programs and seeking to reduce reliance on foreign technology. This recalibration is not merely a defensive maneuver. It represents a proactive effort to chart a new course in a world where technological and economic power are inextricably linked. The Netherlands' decision, by highlighting the central role of semiconductor technology in modern economies, has spurred a broader rethinking of how nations approach innovation, security, and economic policy in an era of rapid technological change. While the immediate impact of the decision is evident in the high-tech manufacturing sector, its broader geopolitical ramifications are even more profound. The move has forced a reconsideration of alliances and partnerships that have long been taken for granted. In the past, the United States and its allies operated under the assumption that shared economic interests would ensure a stable and predictable global order. However, the abrupt halt in ASML's exports has revealed that even the closest of allies may prioritize national interests over long-standing commitments. This realization has led to a shift in the balance of power as nations recalibrate their alliances and adopt more assertive stances in protecting their strategic assets. The implications of this realignment extend far beyond the immediate context of semiconductor technology, signaling a new era in international relations where the lines between economic competition and geopolitical strategy are increasingly blurred. The interplay between technology, trade, and energy is further highlighted by the interconnected nature of modern economies. In an age where energy demands are rising and environmental concerns are at the forefront of political discourse, the relationship between oil markets and high-tech manufacturing becomes more pronounced. Advanced semiconductor technologies are not only crucial for consumer electronics and transportation, but also play a significant role in the digital infrastructure that underpins energy production and distribution. As nations grapple with the dual challenges of ensuring energy security and transitioning to cleaner sources of power, the control of key technological assets becomes a critical factor in determining future economic trajectories. The Netherlands' decision to halt exports is a stark reminder that energy policy, technology, and trade are inextricably linked, and that shifts in one domain can have profound ripple effects across the entire economic spectrum. In the realm of electric vehicles, the decision has sparked a fundamental re-examination of production strategies and supply chain resilience. Electric vehicles represent a transformative shift in the automotive industry, driven by the dual imperatives of environmental sustainability and technological innovation. The sophisticated chips that power these vehicles are essential not only for performance and efficiency, but also for the integration of advanced driver assistance systems and connectivity features. With ASML's technology suddenly constrained, manufacturers are faced with the dual challenge of securing alternative sources of critical components and accelerating research into new manufacturing techniques that can bypass existing bottlenecks. This shift in the supply chain is likely to spur a wave of innovation, as companies invest in new technologies and partnerships to reduce dependency on external suppliers. The transformation of the electric vehicle industry, while already underway, is now entering a phase of heightened uncertainty and dynamic change, fueled by the complex interplay of technology, trade, and national policy. International trade relations, already under pressure from a rapidly shifting geopolitical landscape, have entered a period of intense strategic recalibration. The Netherlands' decision has underscored the precarious balance that underlies global supply chains, revealing how interconnected and interdependent modern economies truly are. Nations that once operated under the assumption of seamless trade are now forced to confront the reality that economic interests can rapidly give way to strategic imperatives. The disruption of established supply chains has prompted policymakers to consider the broader implications of technological monopolies and the risks associated with concentrating critical capabilities in a few strategic locations. In this context, the move by ASML and the Dutch government represents both a challenge and an opportunity, a call to action for countries to invest in resilience and diversification, even as they navigate the complexities of an increasingly multipolar world. Beyond the immediate technical and economic dimensions, the cultural and political resonance of the Netherlands' decision is equally compelling. The move has become a symbol of national pride and technological mastery, representing a bold assertion of sovereignty in an era of global interdependence. For the Dutch government, the decision to control the export of advanced semiconductor technology is not merely a commercial decision, but a reflection of a broader commitment to protecting national interests. It is a statement that underscores the importance of technological independence and innovation as foundations of national strength. This cultural narrative, which intertwines innovation with national identity, resonates deeply not only within the Netherlands but also across nations grappling with similar challenges in a rapidly evolving global environment. The decision has, in many ways, redefined the parameters of international competition, where technological prowess and strategic autonomy are increasingly recognized as twin pillars of modern statecraft. The broader economic implications of the decision are also reflected in the shifting strategies of multinational corporations that operate at the nexus of technology and trade. Companies that once relied on the assumption of an open and predictable global market are now rethinking their long-term plans and investment strategies. The halt in exports from ASML has underscored the vulnerability of global supply chains to political and strategic disruptions. In response, many corporations are accelerating efforts to develop alternative production methods, invest in domestic research and development, and forge new partnerships that can help insulate them from future shocks. This recalibration of corporate strategy is likely to have a lasting impact on the competitive dynamics of industries that depend on advanced semiconductor technology. The decision, while presenting immediate challenges, also serves as a catalyst for long-term innovation and resilience in the face of an increasingly unpredictable international landscape. Amid these far-reaching economic and political implications, the event has also sparked an intense debate over the role of national governments in regulating high technology. The intersection of state power and corporate innovation has never been more pronounced than it is today, as governments around the world grapple with the dual imperatives of fostering technological innovation while safeguarding national security. The decision by the Netherlands and ASML is a striking example of how government policy can directly influence the trajectory of technological development. By exercising control over the export of critical technology, the government has effectively positioned itself as a key arbiter of global technological progress, challenging the notion that market forces alone can dictate the pace and direction of innovation. This recalibration of power dynamics between state and industry is likely to have profound implications for future policy debates, as nations seek to strike a balance between open markets and strategic control. Another dimension of the event involves the complex interplay between national pride and global competitiveness. The Netherlands has long been recognized for its prowess in innovation, and the decision to control the export of ASML's technology reinforces its reputation as a key player in the global tech arena. This bold assertion of national capability has the effect of both inspiring domestic confidence and challenging the assumptions of international competitors. The ripple effects of this decision extend into the realms of national identity and economic philosophy, as countries around the world confront the question of how to reconcile national interests with the imperatives of global trade. The Netherlands' stance in this context serves as a powerful reminder that technological leadership is not merely a matter of market share or economic output, but also a reflection of a nation's ability to navigate complex geopolitical challenges with conviction and clarity. The economic ripples from this decision are also felt in the sphere of research and development, where the emphasis on technological self-reliance has gained renewed urgency. With the export of critical technology now under stricter control, there is an increasing focus on bolstering domestic innovation ecosystems. Governments and private enterprises alike are investing heavily in next-generation technologies, seeking to develop alternatives that can fill the gap left by restricted access to established systems. This intensification of R&D efforts is poised to accelerate technological advancements, as researchers explore new materials, novel production methods, and innovative approaches to semiconductor design. The shift in focus is likely to usher in a new era of technological creativity and ingenuity, driven by the imperative to overcome challenges and assert national independence in the face of global competition. The dynamic interplay of technology, trade, and national strategy encapsulated by this decision has profound implications for international diplomacy. In a world where the lines between economic interests and strategic security are increasingly blurred, the Netherlands' move forces diplomats to reassess the fundamentals of international cooperation. Alliances that once seemed unassailable are now subject to a more nuanced evaluation of shared interests and strategic vulnerabilities. The decision by ASML and the Dutch government has effectively rewritten the rules of engagement in global trade, emphasizing that technological assets can be wielded as potent instruments of state policy. This evolving diplomatic landscape is characterized by a heightened awareness of the risks associated with interdependence and a growing resolve to protect critical industries from external pressures. The new paradigm challenges traditional notions of international solidarity, urging nations to adopt a more pragmatic and self-reliant approach in their dealings with both allies and adversaries. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on the Netherlands blocking ASML exports? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.